Alright, so this video has nothing to do with any other video. Let's just get that out in the open. This is kind of a momentous occasion for Kevin, because I think I just eureka'd something that's been plaguing my mind for I don't know, well over 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. Kind of the whole reason I got into picking the scab of trying to figure out what the hell gematria was. I don't know if you've been following me long enough or you've watched enough things, you might have heard me once say, I want to know why a chair is called a chair. I want to know. That is my why, okay? That's my why. That's the big why here. It's probably why this all exists, to prove I'm not crazy, see little babies, and to figure out why a chair is called a chair. Without doing numbers and shit, really, let's just think about it. Okay? CH is a very popular, letters. They're used for the big guy, right? It's like the C in JC, right? Kind of. The ch. So, let's just say Christ air. Okay? I learned an interesting thing today. I wrote it down because I already forgot. Sonic geometry. Apparently the Adam's apple, like when you're wearing a shirt, like where your neck goes, but when Yoda gets hit in the neck with a hacky sack. Okay, like your Adam's apple creates sonic geometry. What that means to Kevin is that your Adam's apple creates the sonic matrices of the words you say, okay? It's just what I think. The letters are like Tetris-shaped bits, and the word would be more or less a matrix, and a phrase would be, a lot more complicated. So, let's just think Christ air. Christ is in the air, right? We want to be technical. Christ dot air, okay? What is the air, guy? Air is Uranus. Your anus is used to sit on a chair. Why? Why would you want to do that? I don't know, maybe to do nothing. The seventh dimension? Like chillax? Take a load off? Alright, so where is Uranus in the table of creation? Well, Uranus is the third luminary created, okay? It goes solids, liquids, gases, the air, the Trinity. Remember the Titans. So if everything comes from somewhere, and I don't mean Genesis 1, but the 69 behind Genesis 1, okay? And solids, let's just say solids were created, liquids were created, and then gases were created, because the one's a 0 and this is just 1/4 of the snowflake we're looking at. Neptune would be the Uranus would be the last luminary created to create what? Third dimensional space. Volume. Alright, so air kind of means the G. What does it mean if we break it down using the cipher for the Armageddon diamonds? 1 diamond being 18, 1 diamond being 25. Okay, well the C, since you always want to be balanced between the left and the right, and since this is the floaty bits of Armageddon, this is pretty much your frame of reference to make an X, okay, to make an X. To make a fly speck between two anythings, really. And it's not really a 50-50 split, guy. It's like a little bit more complicated than all that. Alright, so your C is this. What does that represent? I believe that represents the interior wheel of magnets, the 8 magnets. Why? Well, what is this? This is just the plus, but viewed from a different point of view. So this would be one coming in and out and to left and right. Or whatever. Who's ever left and right you want to account for right now. So what is that? That's only 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget your vertices, guy. Okay, you got to make an X. So if you add another 4 for the X on the plus, that would be your 8 magnets on the interior wheel. You know, per axle. Per axle. Alright, so C, gotcha. H is the 8th letter. That's an 8. What's that? That's just a V. Where the 2 tips of the V are touching and they're bypassing the 5. That's all. 8th letter, you know. Hermans, hermits. Okay. Alright, so what do those represent? That represents the bearing, okay, on the box and the bearing near the rings of heaven. Near the rings. That's going to be your bubble inside your battery where you live. It'll be created by a magnet at the end of the axle, but you need 2 bearings, you know. You need 2 pivot points to rotate anything. So that's what that is. That's CH. 8 magnets and your 2 bearings. Gotcha. What's A? Well, remember how I was saying, like, how letters and words are funny, and how our alphabet, we use, like, you know, capitalize the first letter and whatnot, but I think that's kind of backwards, and I don't know. What if we were to just, you know, go with this? Because it's the middle. Let's capitalize the middle letter character, so A. So what would be the A? The A would be the 27th letter of our alphabet. Where do we find 27 in this madness? Alright, well, let's give it a shot. What's that? There's 9 on top, right? So that the end to end is 9. Let's count I'm getting 17, right? These 5 are 17. That's 15, 16, 17. 17 plus 9 is 26. But huzzah! Inside the M of the 18 diamond, of the smaller diamond, the icosahedron diamond. Okay? Those 2 rows would be complete. So you'd have to actually necessitate putting like a circle around it. Now, if everything is upside down, and I'm talking about an upside down A, this right here, this top row, the nothing row, you know, the row of nothing. The nothing. I think it's a little bit deeper. I think there's like a front edge, a middle, and exterior. Okay? So how about this? What if when you circle these 2 entities, what you're actually doing is you're creating, these exist, okay? Your 4 exists, okay? Your 1979 exists, okay? So if you're creating Armageddon here, what are you doing? You're creating, you know, a line that's enclosed, not counting, okay? You're counting the whole ground that the letter sits on. Let's say it wants to reach up towards heaven, where it comes. Everything comes from somewhere. You always have to bring what you create, right, with you. That's the whole point of this. That's now moved. You've made a Y. There is a new singularity to concentrate on. Your bubble. You know why the sky is blue? Because on top of it is water, guy. You're in a bubble. And there's that much water. It's 6/7 filled. There's 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 without the casing. It's 6/7 full, so the stuff at the top of the 6th level can float. It's like a stairway, kind of. Okay, so what's going on then? I think what happens is when you create this, you automatically have to go to heaven both ways. Both ways. You make like your peace sign, you know? Which makes your capital A. Okay, you're going to make a capital A upside down. Alright, gotcha. So, let's just roll with that. But this creates a shell, guy. A shell. An empty shell that you have to encase. Okay? Like the Armageddon I'm talking about is the space from like here to here. This is the, like here. That's the 9. That's your axle. That's your 2 bearings. That's the magnet on the end. This is how we're going to go. We've created the A. that wedge of the cellular energy device. Now, I would be the wheel, right? The wheel is a 6 by 6 by 6. Okay, in my thing. Okay. Now, all this means, okay, there's a wheel. Now, I think the exterior of the wheel has 42 magnets. Okay. You know, like 42 magnets on the exterior wheel that branches, you know. Anyways. So, that's your I. Where's your R? Your R would be all 9, these 5, these 3, and this one sums to 18. It would mean all the space in between. Now, remember, the black hole is created right there. That's your black hole, okay? It's in the middle. It's a singularity. And let's say the bubble, okay, is a 1. Okay? Is a 1. Now, let's say heaven is a 2 by 2 by 2 because your 7, 6 is 2 entities. So your 2 by 2 by 2 is heaven, where your 160 magnets would be fixed. The X would be the magnet that enters heaven now, okay? I guess, in this depiction. Or the magnet would be in here, I don't know. But if this circle is like your bubble and your 2 by 2 by 2 is represented by the numbers in the circle, let's just say that the next row above and below would be your 3 by 3 by 3, where your icosahedron will be created. That one. Now, your 4 by 4 by 4 would be the dodecahedron, okay? That guy. And, you know, that's where that goes, okay? Now your 5 by 5 by 5, I can't stretch, but your 5 by 5, so this is a 2 by 2, that's your 3, that's your 4, that's your 5. Your 5 by 5 by 5 are where the dodecahedron testicles are going to hang, okay? Like, there's going to be a reservoir, okay, in heaven, because there's a lot of space before the wheel and the black hole. There's a lot of stuff in there. Icosahedron, dodecahedron, and then room for the testicles to hang to collect the water as a reservoir in your 5 by 5 by 5. Now your 6 by 6 by 6 is where your wheel would be. I think that's the bottom line. That's your wheel. Your 6 by 6 by 6 is the bottom line, your wheel. Your 7 by 7 by 7 is the space needed for your wheel to rotate without hitting anything. It's the nothing. It's the nothing. Which would be the row of zeros here. And the 8 by 8 by 8, or the top line, would be the box itself, the frame, the rigid frame where the bearing hangs out. Remember your bearing? Your bearing? And what would this be on then? This would be on your, not your rings of heaven, this would be on your dodecahedron, which means that your second bearing, which I have depicted here, would probably be in the dodecahedron, which would be like, I don't know, here. So my model is off. Anyways, so what do you do with the chair? Okay, it's got 4 legs. Okay, it has 2 posts that are higher for the back. And then it has a shit ton of lats to reinforce the legs and the backrest. To make a 2-dimensional plane where you rest your anus on. Your anus. Your anus. Your anus. I find that to be quite interesting. I think I might have a long-winded reason why a chair is called a chair. Because everyone's the Christ and everyone needs to do nothing sometimes. And everyone needs to sit down and relax and chill. Because nothing is important. C-H, the whole top, and a 5 of Armageddon for your A. Because you have to circle it to make the A for your +1, your 27. The I creates the 6 by 6 by 6, the 7 by 7 by 7, the 8 by 8 by 8, and the R is all the space in between because it's all important, guy. 8 bits